Hi, my name is Chantel and I am from MAC Cosmetics. Today we are going to do some spooky Halloween makeup on our friend Jessica here. We're going to go with a little bit of Jessica Has Been Drowned and Then Found today. So the easiest way to kind of get that dead feeling in the skin is really just to take a foundation or a concealer that's quite a few shades lighter than the skin, and we're just going to apply it all through the center of the face, almost like in a big cross shape. And we're gonna let Jessica's own natural skin tone provide the undertone that says death. This foundation actually has a sheer pigment particle which allows the natural skin tone to be a part of the finish of the makeup. Even if you're going zombie or dead tone, you still want to create a really pretty makeup. Now I'm going to be careful to not use any concealer under the eye, because this is one of those moments where that depth under the eye really helps sell the story of the makeup. You know, I think what's great about Halloween is that it can be such just a makeup-driven day. You know, you can definitely find something in your closet that's maybe a little bit more festive and then create a really great makeup to go with it. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the eye area with the foundation. I wanna create a pretty light tone to the overall eye so that I can come in with these really pretty burgundy and black shadowy tones. Now, a scary makeup tends to be a really fast makeup. The less time you take, the better it turns out. Okay, now of course, for costuming purposes, we would do every high spot light as well, so we may add some of that at the end. And now that we've got a nice pale base tone, I'm gonna start with the eyes. I think you should be looking towards colors that have more of a burgundy or sepia tone to them for the eye, because that moment of death is about the blood sort of sinking into certain areas of the skin. It's about bruising. It's about all those really fun things that make a horror movie great to watch. So I'm just using a fluffy brush to lightly apply this burgundy cream color all into the crease area of the eye, up through the brow, and a little bit up into the forehead. And I'm gonna add that same stain right over the bare skin underneath the eye. For this type of a look, we're using the natural contours of the face and actually enhancing them to deepen all the sockets, to deepen all of the features so that the features look more scary. I think I'm gonna add some to the cheeks as well. So what you do need to remember as far as cheek color goes is that this typically wouldn't be a look where you do, say, a blush that has a strong angle to it, or a blush that falls in the apple of the cheek. This would be much more about a stain that's a bit larger and carries through the entire center of the cheek area. And what this will do is also start to add balance to your makeup. Sometimes when you look at your makeup after you've done this odd, pale kind of foundation application, it almost looks too scary to the point where you don't feel pretty and girly. And bringing this blush back into it, it brings in a color that connects everything together, I think. And now I think we're gonna come in with a brown. What I'm gonna do is build this makeup so that the redder parts are the brightest parts. And then the makeup is slowly gonna get deeper around the eye until we get to the lash line, and then we'll come in with something very black there just to give a bit of depth. This product is a good old favorite. It's called Dip Down Fluid Line. It's a gel-based eyeliner, but you can also use it as a smoky eyeshadow. And what I love about Fluid Line is that it stays all night. So now everything's gonna get smaller. I want that red to be peeking out from the edges of the entire makeup. So the brown is more applied on the lid and into the crease. Look up for me. I'm still using a fluffy brush. I'm not using an eyeliner brush that you would traditionally bring in for this area of the eye. I find if you incorporate an eyeliner brush underneath the eye for a look like this, you end up with a line that's a bit too linear. Now it's time to come in with a little bit of black. To do this, I'm still using Fluid Line. I've just switched the color to Black Track. And I've also switched to a brush that's much smaller. I'm applying the eyeliner to the inner and outer corners of the eyelid, just so that we're not erasing all of the depth. And then I'm going to go back to that brush that I used for the brown under the eye and just blend out the edges. This is one of those makeups that the worse you are at actually applying it, the better it looks. So that takes the pressure off. Use that same small brush under the eye. Look up. But instead of painting a line on, I'm just going to dab this black all over under the eye. This almost gives the effect of like the crying dead girl. And I'm going to come through and add a little bit of this to the brow as well, just what's left on the brush. I like a bit of a stronger brow with this kind of makeup, but it's also one of those moments where you can choose what's really appropriate for you. And then this is smolder. This is the one step that I would say is a must. You must have the entire eye rimmed with black. Almost there. Now mascara for this look, I really like Zoom Lash. It can apply in a really heavy style very quickly. You're just not worrying about hitting your lashes with the mascara, you're simply just pressing the mascara wand to the skin. Also remember to give yourself a break. I'm gonna give Jessica's eyes a little break here. We'll do the lip and then we'll come back and we'll add the mascara to the top later. So a little bit of that foundation is gonna go now on top of the lip, particularly right over the outer edges. I wanna erase Jessica's lip line. And I want to build a bit of that coldness. You're thinking about the blood settling into the lower areas of the skin. So we're going to bring some burgundy in here. We're going to bring a bit of burgundy in right here. You want to think that this is a makeup that would be very affected by gravity. So keeping these outer edges without anything on them other than concealer really feeds that death look. I'm going to go back to that mascara on the top. And lastly, now you can incorporate a gloss in this look in many different ways. I like to incorporate gloss for this type of a look so that it almost is a bit bloody. This is one of the Pro Longwear lip glosses. And I find what happens when we do this is that sometimes you end up with an area that just looks way too pretty. If you end up with an area that looks too pretty, you can switch from drowned and found to zombie just with a swipe of your finger like that, because now it looks like she just attacked somebody. So it gives you a little bit more freedom with just what kind of scary, don't mess with me female you are. You need bangs.